Okay, welcome everyone. I'd like to ask you to all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll call the meeting of the Town Board to order and ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Supervisor Sweeten?
Here.
Councilman Gerstner?
Here.
Councilman D'Angelo?
Here.
Councilman Cole?
Here.
Councilman Schuback?
Here.
And DPW Commissioner Estorino? Here.
Thank you. I'd ask for a motion to accept the minutes of the public hearing of Warwick Isle Group and the regular meeting of December 14th.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion or corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Correspondence is summarized on page 1 and 2, and I don't believe I have any discussion of that. Does anyone else? The only thing I will point out is the assessor, who's tied up handling residents' issues, did have a letter she wanted to read on behalf of Ariana Dalton, who works in her office. So hopefully she'll get here before the end of the meeting. You can read that. Any other board members? No, okay. I would point out that the former chair of the Friendly Visitor Program, Vince Capella, is here today. Vince, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
And the former executive director of the Warwick Chamber, Mr. Jandro, is here. Hi, and our great town historian, Dr. Hull. So welcome. Appreciate it. Let's see. Committee reports. Who? Oh, and Judge D'Angelo. How could I forget Judge D'Angelo? That's why a board always has a town clerk, you see, to remind you of these things.
She whispers in your ear. He still doesn't hear me.
And also our rec director, Sam, is here as well, so welcome. That's all I have on that. So anybody else? Let's go into reports and hear from Councilman D'Angelo.
Okay, good afternoon. For the month of November, they had the following calls at the Warwick Police Department. The town outside of Greenwood Lake was 123, the town proper 466, Pine Island 182, the village of Warwick 383, and the Greenwood Lake Ambulance 44, for a total of 1,198 calls. That's all I have for the police department. The Warwick Valley Humane Society, they've had a recent intake of a lot of small animals, and the shelter is in need of rabbit, guinea pig, and bird supplies. They need guinea pig pellet food, cockatiel food, parakeet food, guinea pig toys, Care Fresh white bedding, equine pine bedding, which you can find at Tractor Supply in Waitson's, fresh romaine lettuce and fresh parsley. And she also asked me to remind you that pet owners need proper shelter and should not be left outside any longer than 15 minutes in the coming months of winter. And today they're caring for 185 animals. And they want to thank the town board and the community for their support. And that's all I have for the Humane Society. And then I have a separate letter from the Jewish Family Service. And it says, we here at the Jewish Family Service in Orange County would like to send their heartfelt thanks for your partnership regarding the Friendly Visitor Program. It was a pleasure working with you. You, along with your team, have influenced and impacted the lives of many of your constituents. Although you will no longer be at the helm, we look forward to continuing partnership with Warwick and the Advisory Board while continuing to make enhancements to the program. The Friendly Visitor Program continues to be a vital service, now more than ever, for our neighbors in the community. We are honored to have worked with you and your team and hope to continue to serve Warwick for years to come.
Oh, very nice.
And that's all I have, sir.
Yeah, very nice. And for the public's information, remember the Friendly Visitor Program is open to seniors in our community at no cost. And it's just to help them with routine chores, maybe visits to the doctor, something to help them remain in their home and enjoy their quality of life. So it's a great program.
Yes,
And
very
I'm
good
glad that the town supports that. So thank you very much. Councilman Cole.
No report.
Councilman Gerstner.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor.
DPW has remained busy with all this weather, of course, cleaning ditches on Round Hill Road, Belleville Lakes Road, and Centerville Road. Tree work townwide, I apologize for the storm damage. Doing potholes with cold mix, had a salt, Pine Island area on December 23rd. Vehicle maintenance, emergency repairs as needed, road signs as needed, and they're hauling the road grit to the salt pile. Commissioner, you have anything to add?
Just on behalf of myself and the town of Warwick DPW, I'd like to wish you, the deputy supervisor, our supervisor, the best of luck. I appreciate all the years of working together with you, and it's been a really good relationship, and thank you so much for all you guys have done for the town of Warwick.
Yeah, we appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you, and thank the troops for me. I appreciate all their hard work and their dedication. Thank you.
All right,
That's it.
Councilman
Thank you.
Schuback.
Nothing to report, sir.
All right, the attorney is not here. Town clerk's report.
Same thing, I have no report, I just wanted to say congratulations to both of you on your retirement. I miss you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
I don't know what it's gonna be like up here, you know,
You're gonna be
replacing them.
surrounded by two different
Yeah, two new
people.
people. Hope they can handle me.
Can I invite the town assessor to come forward? You have something you'd like to read for the record and to the board. I'm glad that you got out of it. I knew you had a line waiting, so.
I snuck out. I think it's important to recognize when people do a good job, so I'm going to start off also by adding to the accolades and thank you for 21 years of service.
Thank you.
And also to you, Jim, for 20, how many?
24, 7 months, but who's counting?
So I want to thank you and commend you both for a very good job done for the town.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And wish you both a happy end with your retirement.
Thank you.
I wanted to do this on a day when we have board meeting during the day, but unfortunately, the person who this is about has family in for the holidays and can't be here today, so I would like to read this into the record. And this is to my clerk, Ariana Dalton, and it says, "Dear Ariana, as 2023 comes to an end, I want to take this opportunity to express my appreciation and place this letter in your personnel file. As your department head, I wish to thank you for your dedication to your work. During your time with the town, and particularly the last 5 years with reduced staff, you have gone above and beyond in the unfailing accuracy and efficiency of your work, willingness to learn new tasks, and the courteous and compassionate manner in which you help the public, particularly our seniors." Produced for this morning. Too often, we forget to recognize those that do a good job. During these last few years, neither the office nor myself could have performed nearly as well without your diligence and excellent work ethic. The town should be grateful for and commend your service and the exemplary job you do each day to benefit the taxpayers of the town of Warwick. Signed by myself, as the assessor.
And I just want to say, so if you're not aware, we used to have an assessor, an assistant assessor, and a clerk, and two clerks. And so for the past many years, our assessor has been working with one staff person. And you've done a great job with that. We're the largest town in Orange County. I think we have the most parcels, right, in Orange County? So it's a daunting task, but she's done it by burning a lot of midnight oil here, because I've seen it, and it's certainly, you deserve accolades as well. So, and Ariana is very good at what she does, so we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so my report. So let me first start off by 21 years ago, this room was full of people who are angry about zoning. I think Mr. Astorino might have been one of those at the time. At least his dad certainly was. And it was an amazing, I mean, the room was literally packed. So it's nice today to see it not so packed. I like that part of it a lot. And as it turned out, that zoning was record-setting, and it's amazing, and it's followed all over the state now. So we were justified, and many of the people here were on the board. Well, maybe just you and Jimmy, maybe me and you, and right?
Yeah.
Floyd wasn't here yet either. So, but it turned out really well. So we're grateful for that. So now the rest of my report. Community Preservation Fund receipts for the month of November, actually, not December, received in December, was $115,283.09. So another good month for the Community Preservation Fund, which is great. It brings the total to date of that fund, which was enacted in '06 and took effect in '07. It's generated $16,740,362 that have helped preserve the almost 40 farms that are on that plaque over there. And groundwork was laid clearly by pioneers like Tunis Sweetman and Seymour Gordon and Leonard DeBuck. And it's done such a great job for this town. And we were successful in getting it extended to 2050. So it bodes well for the generations that come after us. And I think by the fact that you see land values in Warwick continually climbing, it is a desirable place for a lot of reasons, but that's one of them, so it's a good thing. The apple drop is in the village of Warwick on Railroad Avenue, starting at 11:30.
11:30 this year.
And we'll drop at midnight, so thanks to Warwick Fire Department, who drops the apple, I think, and the DPW that helps them set it up.
Yep.
And the village for doing it. So if you're not doing anything else, New Year's Eve, come down to Railroad Green. It's kind of fun. I wish everyone a very happy New Year. And our journal entries were all made and verified thanks to our comptroller, Bonnie Kane, and myself. And so they are all in order. My column is in the Dispatch every week and is getting more reporting in the Advertiser, so that's encouraging. And on the last note, I just want to say this has been really some of the best years I've had being the supervisor here in Warwick. It's an amazing place, a lot of great people. I want to thank the employees of the town who work so hard, and we're stingy in what we give them to work with, but they do an exceptional job on behalf of the residents of this town. I've been honored to work with gentlemen and ladies on the town board that are amazing people, dedicated public servants we need more of in this country. And I will cherish the friendships I've had with all of them and the support with them. The town clerk has been amazing. I've worked with, let's see, 1, 2, and 3.
Karen was here, I think.
Karen.
When we started. Karen,
Time to
Meg,
charm.
Meg.
Karen, Megan.
And Eileen. And Eileen certainly is the one that comes to visit me a lot and is very good at catching things that I miss, and I will miss that, so I do appreciate it. And I can't say enough for this great place. So again, it's been my honor, and I thank everyone for their support over the years at the helm here. So I will miss it, but life moves on, and so we must. So thank you very much. That's the end of my report. I'll offer privilege of the floor to anybody on an agenda item. Seeing none, then, I would ask for a motion on an authorization.
Motion to adopt a resolution to authorize the supervisor to sign a memorandum of agreement of understanding with the Warwick Volunteer Ambulance Corps, Inc., to provide ambulance services in the Warwick Ambulance District for 2024.
Second.
Any discussion? This is an annual contract, and they do a great service. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion on another authorization.
Motion to adopt a resolution to authorize the supervisor to sign a memorandum of agreement of understanding with the Pine Island Volunteer Ambulance Corps, Inc., to provide ambulance services to the Pine Island Ambulance District for 2024.
Second.
And again, they do a super job for us, and we appreciate it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I make a motion to adopt the resolution to add Eugenio Scarpelli to the town's list of approved third-party electrical inspectors.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I make a motion to adopt the resolution to authorize the attached budget transfers as prepared by the town comptroller.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion on a request.
Motion to adopt a resolution granting permission to Stephen Finkel to serve alcohol at the Wickham Woodland Manor on January 6, 2024. Certificate of liability and liquor liability insurance is on file in the clerk's office.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion on a request.
Motion to adopt a resolution granting permission to Elud Robatello to serve alcohol at Wickham Woodlands Manor on January 13th, 2024. Certificate of liability and liquor liability insurance is on file in the clerk's office.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion on a request.
Motion to adopt a resolution granting permission to the Foster family to serve alcohol at the Mountain Lake Park on December 31st, 2023. Certificate of liability and liquor liability insurance is on file in the clerk's office.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I make a motion to adopt a resolution to appoint Richard Purcell as a member of the Town of Warwick Planning Board for a 5-year term to expire on December 31st, 2028.
Second.
Any discussion? Rich has been the alternate on the planning board. He religiously attends all the meetings, all the site visits. He'll be a great addition, so
Yes, we
congratulations.
thank him.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion on an appointment.
Motion to appoint Michael P. Sweeten to the Community Preservation Advisory Board effective January 1, 2024.
Second.
Any discussion?
We thank him for your service. We thank him for his service.
All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain. Another appointment, please.
Motion to appoint Michael P. Sweeten to serve as the town's representative member on the Municipal Compensation Alliance Board of Directors.
Second.
Any discussion? For the public's information, this is a town-sponsored, New York State Association of Town-sponsored workers' comp program that we have been partners with since we were able to pry ourselves out of the county plan, and we've saved hundreds of thousands of dollars for residents by doing that switch, and I have been privileged to serve on that board, and I'd like to continue to do that. So,
And we
Any
thank
other
you- and
discussion?
We thank you for that.
you're welcome. All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain. Motion carried. I make a motion to adopt a resolution to acquire an easement in perpetuity at a cost of $33,750 over land to be acquired by the Village of Warwick, known as SBL 2051-31.2 as parkland extending the boundaries of Lewis Woodlands, such property being covered by a conservation easement to be filed by the Village of Warwick in a form approved by the town attorney. Proceeds to be paid from the Community Preservation Fund upon recommendation of the Community Preservation Advisory Board and subject to a permissive referendum.
Second.
So discussion, this was a privately owned parcel that the owners took a 50% reduction donation on their own behalf, and the village has asked the town to help add this to the Lewis Woodlands Park. It's off of Robin Bray, and the village was afraid of someone purchasing it and trying to squeeze a little house on it that would sort of take away from the entrance to Lewis Park, Lewis Woodlands, right?
Right.
So, not Lewis Park, Lewis Woodlands. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Motion on a road dedication?
Motion to adopt a resolution to accept the recommendation of Commissioner Van Astorino pursuant to resolution number R 2020-258 to accept the road known as Knights Lane and waive the posting of a maintenance bond due to the party's responsibility having become defunct.
Second.
Any discussion? So Commissioner, that's been final coated.
Yes.
You've approved
Yes.
the
drainage
construction,
is
everything looks good?
After all this heavy rain, there is no flooding issues, the pavement has been put down and inspected, so.
And this is a new road that comes off of Airport that goes down towards our water treatment plant for Wickham, that was part of the Wickham Lake subdivision originally, that was finally built out, right? Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. I make a motion to adopt the resolution to refund $3,840 back to Robert Scraby for a withdrawn two-family dwelling application, section block and lot 89-2-5.22. Any discussion?
Second.
All in favor?
Oh, aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Motion on a resignation.
Motion to adopt a resolution accepting the resignation of part-time dispatcher Obed and Alameyer effective immediately.
Second.
Any discussion? We wish him well. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Motion on appointment.
Motion to adopt a resolution to appoint Christopher P. Walsh as a part-time police dispatcher at a rate of pay of $20 per hour, effective January 1, 2024, as per the recommendation letter dated December 21, 2023, from the police chief.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. I make a motion out the resolution to award the bid for PIN 8760.02 Bike and Pedestrian Trail Project to ATEC Concrete in the amount of $1,484,295, pending final approval of New York State DOT, and authorize the supervisor to sign the necessary contract.
Second.
Any discussion? So this was that federal grant, highway grant, that finally was able to get a reasonable bid and supplemental money from Orange County. It will tie in a trail from Cascade Park down the road in through property the town owns on Cascade to the county park, and then there'll be some bicycle trails created on the other side of the village of Warwick out towards the Amity area as part of this grant. We're still waiting on final okay from the DOT to vet this, but it should happen, so. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. I make a motion to approve a work agreement with the Comptroller Bonnie Kane effective January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2026.
Second.
And discussion purposes, Bonnie's here. I just want to say what an amazing job you do for the town, and we're so glad that we could tie you up for 3 years at least, so. Thank you very much.
Without changing.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion on authorization.
Motion to adopt a resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign an agreement with H2O Innovation for maintenance and operation of the town's water and sewer districts.
Second.
They are our current water operators, and
Right.
they came to us at budget time with a proposal to modify and extend their contract at a reduced rate, because our contract previously had talked about an inflation escalation clause, which really hurts the water districts. They've offered a modest 1.5% increase, so I think it's a good plan for the town. And they
Doing
do
a good job.
A good job, Matt and his crew, managing our 7 and now 8 water districts and 2 sewer districts, so,
Now, as we go back, when I first started, we
Yeah.
had a little issue
right. When you guys, that was,
with water,
Right.
my first
right.
meeting.
So that we're not gonna run into that anymore.
So we're all good now. Everything's good, thank God.
All right, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. I make a motion out the resolution to increase the water rates in the following water districts in order to meet increased operational costs as follows. So in SW1, which is Belleville, the minimum per quarter up to 10,000 is $135. Greater than 10,000, it's $6 per 1,000 gallons. Greater than 30,000, it's $8 per 1,000 gallons. In SW4, which is Wickham, it would go to $75 minimum per quarter, up to 10,000, $6 for 10,000, over 10,000 per 1,000 gallons, and over 30,000 gallons, $8 per 1,000 gallons.
Second.
This brings those higher numbers in line with all the other districts.
Right.
And the rate, unfortunately, for minimum had to go up in those districts due to increased costs, so. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I make a motion to adopt a resolution to appoint Henry Groom Jr. as a full-time park attendant, grade 3, step 1, at a pay rate of $22.16 per hour as per the CSEA contract effective January 2nd, 2024.
Second.
Any discussion? Henry's worked for us part-time for many years, and he's been stepped up to do some really critical work at Mountain Lake Park as a park attendant, so I think it's the right thing. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. And then I need a motion on an authorization.
Motion to adopt a resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign a memorandum of agreement with the Warwick PBA regarding the carryover compensatory time for police officer Joseph Kennedy.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Motion on authorization.
Motion to adopt a resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign an agreement giving the town an easement over property, a portion of 46-1.46.122 owned by Hudson Sports Complex as part of the Transformation Trails Project, subject to permissive referendum.
Second.
Excuse me.
Any discussion? So this is, oddly enough, when the town and the LDC worked out the transfer of the prison to the state and created boundary lines around the buildings to be bought by the LDC and sold. Oddly enough, they created one of the lot lines for what's Hudson Sports old prison complex. Part of it is owned by Hudson Sports, part by the town in between the fences. That's where the Transformation Trails project is currently being conceived and built. And they want access, they would like access, Hudson Sports and the volunteers working on the Transformation Trails project, to include the whole area between the fences. That's what this agreement allows to happen. So, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I make a motion to accept the proposal from Raven Lake Studios, 28 Church Street, Warwick, New York, for 2 farm preservation signs with posts and all necessary hardware in the amount of $3,623.02 to be paid from the Community Preservation Fund, TE3.
Second.
Discussion, these are the signs, initially the county provided these signs, they no longer provide the signs. One sign will go on, would now be called Penning's Meadow, which is the former John Baird farm on Sanfordville that the Penning's family bought. And the other farm sign will be hopefully installed early next year on the 200-acre Astorino farm on Belcher Road. And that will be our farm that I think pushes us over 5,000 acres. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion on an authorization.
Motion to adopt a resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign a contract with the Kaufman School of Music to run a summer arts and music camp at Mountain Lake Park.
Second.
Discussion, this was, the Kaufman School of Music is in New York City. They came and approached, they'd heard about Mountain Lake Park somehow, and they approached Sam about coming and doing a summer program here. And we're excited about that because it exposes Mountain Lake Park to a wider audience, and hopefully we'll continue to build interest in the park. They're a exceptional outfit, they're excited, and we're hoping that that works out really well.
Be good.
Right? All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I make a motion to adopt the resolution to accept the proposal from Evoqua for computer programming assistance and on-site inspection services for the sand filters at the Warwick Sewer Plant Number 1 in the amount of $11,639.52.
Second.
Discussion, this is part of the upgrade to the sewer, our main sewer plant. And we need the controller to be able to talk intelligently to the filters and operate their function. So we need to do this. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Motion on a dedication.
Motion to adopt a resolution to dedicate and name the pavilion at the Mountain Lake Park as the Michael P. Sweeten Pavilion in honor of his 22 years of dedicated service and beautification of the town of Warwick.
Second.
A discussion. First of all, thank you very much. It's a great honor. Normally, you're dead when they name things after you, but
We don't want,
I'm hoping I have a few years.
We thought you'd like to
Few years left.
enjoy it, that's all.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen, Michael.
But,
We don't want that to happen for a long
It's
time.
really a great honor, and it's a wonderful asset for the town, so I appreciate it. Thank you much.
And
I will abstain.
Well
Yeah,
deserved.
good job. I'll give kudos to Russ also for spearheading the sign and doing a lot of work on that. So he did a great job, and we appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you, Russ.
It's well deserved.
All in, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And I abstain. All right.
First one, Michael.
Thank you all. So at this point in time, I would offer privilege of the floor to anyone on any issue they have that they'd like to address. Yes, Judge D'Angelo, who is also retiring, by the way, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Yes, and thank you, Judge.
Same to you and same to Jen. I just want to say, as a citizen, what has been accomplished under your time period in this town is in perpetuity. It's something that, you've taken land and preserved it. We have nothing better than Warwick. There's nothing more important than the beauty of this town. There's not one major highway in all of Warwick. This is a community, and it's a community that people want to live in. What you've done is to preserve the thing that makes it so beautiful. You've also taken land that was costing money, and you've transformed it into land that is an asset to the community and now pays taxes. There are so many things that you have
Yeah, thank you, Judge, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been it's been an honor, and to work with teams that, you know, get it all. Our villages are great, our hamlets are great, everybody that serves this community, it's just been a pleasure, and, you know, I've been lucky to work with folks that, while we didn't always agree, we always came together to do the right thing, so it's been great honor, you know, that's all I can say, so thank you.
If not, you convince them.
Yes, Dr. Hall.
Yes, I'd like to just echo what Nancy has said, the town historian. And I can very firmly say that we have never had a supervisor of this community who has done more to preserve this community, the integrity of this community, the beauty of this community, the resources, the land, the integrity that he has built has been reflected in the comparative lack of polarization that's been going on across our entire nation. So many people, you even mentioned that years ago when you were here, you started out, and there was so much contention. There was a lot of contention, but I see so much turmoil around us. But in Warwick, because we have had a supervisor who can be trustworthy, of high integrity, of vision, of looking ahead and leaving the greatest legacy that anyone could ever leave, and that is land for future generations. And it's been such an honor and a pleasure to serve this town, just going here, because we've got such a great community, a community that is always thinking ahead. And I think that Michael has done a fantastic job of leading us and bringing people about together in a synergistic way to move us forward into now the 21st century. And Michael, it's really been an honor to serve you as your town administrator. And I wish you well, and I'm just delighted that we're going to see more of you because you're going to be working on the Preservation Committee. Is that correct? I wish you well, and thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Dr. Hall. It's been a, thank you. Anyone else? Yes,
Before we adjourn, I'd just like to thank Jim and Mike and Nancy for their service. Learned an awful lot with you guys. And enjoy, Mike, enjoy your retirement. Jim, we'll see you around still.
Yeah, thank you. And, well, I probably won't be as eloquent as Michael, never am. But anyway, all the years, thank all the members of the board. Get upset, sorry. Michael, great job. Past Supervisor Houston. To all the employees for your hard work and efforts. It's kind of weird, but thank you.
Mr. Jandro.
First of all, I would like to certainly agree with everything that's been said. I can only speak to I've only been here about 17, 18 years, and like coming onto the Chamber of Commerce, this gentleman sort of guided me, you know, kind of in his wing, I'd like to say. I guess we saw it as the three Michaels. I think that's the reason I got hired. But this is an amazing area. We'll never leave. We're here forever, and we've lived in a lot of different places, but this is our last stop. We just think it's wonderful, and I want to credit you for, you said this is a wonderful area. Well, you helped me.
Thank you.
And I always like to brag about you to the point that, I don't know if you'll agree with me or not, but I always like to say he's not a politician. He goes out and does what's best for the people he represents. And I just wish more of our politicians would feel like that and do what they were voted for. And then I can also just brag that I think in my 15 years of the chamber, I don't think you missed more than 2 or 3 ribbons. We had a lot of ribbon cuttings.
Everywhere.
We did do a lot of ribbon cuttings.
The very best to you, your wife, and family, and
Thank you.
congratulations on the new grandchild.
Thank you.
And I hope to see
Yeah, the grandchild's pretty exciting, I have to say. Well, thank you all very much.
I would like, Mike, I'd like to thank you, because back about, I guess it's almost 18 or 19 years ago, you asked me to join you on the town board, and it's been an absolute pleasure. And I don't think anybody could have done a better job than you have. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, everyone. All right, I do need a motion to pay the duly audited bills.
So moved.
The clerk
Second.
reminded me, thank you.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. And I do need an executive session for the purpose of employment, salary, or benefits of an employee. So,
So moved.
so moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. I don't anticipate any taking action on the conclusion of that, and it shouldn't be very long, so, but we do need to do that. So, to the back, please.
Okay. Thank you all.
Oh, but I just wanted to say that because you fellas are leaving us, the board got you a little gift, and we have cake for everybody, so don't go anywhere.
Oh, very nice,
Well,
thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you know.
We'll be right back.